Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 53 of my 100-day vlog series. So this is a series for you if you are someone who has a dream and you know you have a dream and you really want to pursue it, you really want to take action towards it, and maybe you're struggling, maybe you don't know where to begin, but whatever it is, if you're someone who wants to create a worthy and meaningful purpose for your life, pursue your passion and go after whatever it is that truly matters to you, well, you're not alone in this journey. I myself have always been a dreamer. I just didn't know how to get started. I didn't really have any clue about the practical structures that are needed to support making a dream come true. So it's taken me a while to figure things out as I go along, and I'm still figuring things out as I go along. But this vlog series is for me to share what I've learned so far, such that maybe you can benefit from it too. Maybe you can learn some new perspectives. Maybe you can get a clearer understanding of what exactly it is you're going through on your journey. So if you have questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how I have this I get irked by this statement that people make when their relationship ends or when they decided to quit on their dream, and they say that things don't work out. And I know sometimes people say that as a way to change the subject or an indication that they don't really want to talk about it right now, but it becomes a problem when that is your belief system, when you really believe that things just didn't work out. Because it becomes a cop-out. It becomes us not taking responsibility and not taking ownership of what exactly went off and what exactly did we do or didn't do that led to the consequence of things not working out. So it's really about being very objective about it and being very honest with ourselves to examine exactly what are the things that went wrong or what are the things that went off, and how do we figure out a way to correct it or do the right thing. Or sometimes it's, you are doing the right things but the sequence of the things are wrong, and then it still doesn't lead to the outcome that you want. And the reason why I say when we say, oh, things just didn't work out, is a cop-out, is because then we're placing the control of things into into something outside of ourselves, into some higher power or some, universal purpose or something, and it's not within my control, so whatever, I can't do anything about it. But that's not how things work. I mean, maybe there is some higher purpose going on, maybe there is some higher power that's, kind of maneuvering all of us towards some greater purpose that it has in mind. But we don't know that for sure, right? And if we don't know that for sure, what we do know for sure is that our choices and our actions have consequences, and whatever we choose to do leads to an outcome. And if we want a certain outcome, we have to tweak our actions to make sure we get the outcome that we want. So today what I wanted to talk about then is, how do we know when is it time to quit, right? Because you might be doing something and you can't seem to figure it out, and everything that you've tried and you've tweaked and you've corrected, and it just doesn't seem to get you to the outcome that you want or the dream that you want to fulfill. And how do you know then whether it is for you? How do you know then whether you should just quit? And I'm going to tell you right now very honestly that if it is your dream, if this is something that you really want and something that really matters to you, it is never going to go away. It's never going to go away because it is a part of you, and it is a part of you that needs to be expressed, and it's a part of you that needs to be lived out. And if you don't go after it, if you don't take action to make it happen, it will just keep haunting you. It will just keep coming back to you. It might come back to you in the form of, you see somebody else who's living their dream and you feel this certain longing inside, or you start thinking about, or imagining yourself living your dream. Or it might come in the form of you see someone living their dream and you go, I'm way over that. That part of my life is over, and you justify that the current way of your lifestyle makes so much more sense for you and is much more right for you. So all of these things are kind of, the ways that your dream continues to haunt you, because if it doesn't really matter to you, you wouldn't have a reaction to it, basically, if you see someone else living their dreams, and especially if that dream is something similar to your dream. So when it comes to your dream, when it comes to something that really matters to you, there is no quitting. There is no point where you would throw in the towel and say, I'm done, because that journey really continues until that dream is fulfilled. And I would say that a lot of times, we think that we've tried everything we could, but we haven't exhausted all possibilities and all options, because we don't know everything there is out there in the world. We maybe haven't asked every single person that we know yet. Maybe there are books out there we haven't come across, that we haven't learned whatever it is that we need to. And we're always in a constant process and a constant journey of learning and expanding ourselves and expanding our horizons, expanding our network. So the possibilities and the options that we have are really, limitless, okay? I mean, it's not infinity, it's not infinite. Obviously, there is a limit at some point. But in terms of, the time that we have, in terms of the resources that we have, that we are able to go after some of these options, or most of these options, it is pretty limitless. And the only limits that we have are the ones we place upon ourselves. An example that really inspires me when I heard about his story is that of Colonel Sanders, so the guy who founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, basically. He was 40 when he started pursuing his dream of starting a restaurant with his famous chicken recipe. And at first, when he's 40, he started cooking he started cooking his chicken in a service station or something. And he kept getting a series of setbacks. Like, it's almost as if, the universe or something just didn't agree with him. Okay, if we want to put it that way. It's almost like the universe didn't agree with him, and, the place where he was cooking at caught fire, and then he tried to set up a restaurant again, and then that had a fire too, or some shootout or something. And he had a lot of misfortunes, basically. And then there was World War II at the same time, So after the war, he started again to try to get his recipe, to start his franchise and to start his restaurant. And he approached 1009 different companies before finally his recipe was accepted, and somebody said, okay, I'm going to take a chance on you and, invest in your restaurant and get things started. So yeah, there is no point of quitting, basically. When it comes to your dream, when it comes to something that really matters to you, when it comes to something that you're going to look back on your life and regret not pursuing and not doing, there is never going to be a time where you would reach a point and say that I'm done and I quit. Because even if you get to that point, that dream will come back and haunt you. And a lot of times it just means that you haven't tried something yet. You haven't figured out all the possible, ways to get to that dream yet. And it basically just means every single time you fail, and this I tell to myself too, okay? I'm recording this also because one day I can watch it and remind myself of this very same thing. That if things are not working the way that you want it to, the way that you envision it to be, then clearly you are still missing something. And it is on you, it is on us to figure out what that thing is, to correct whatever is off, to try something new, to try anything new, basically. Go talk to different people, expand your network, whatever it is, to figure out how you're going to get to that dream, how you're going to make it come true, because you're never going to quit it. Like, there is no time where you can say that you quit and the dream will leave you alone. It's not going to leave you alone. So keep trying, keep going at it, keep persevering, just keep figuring it out until you get there, because that's the only thing that really matters, that you get there. So if you like today's video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in these write-ups attached to these videos. And I will see you tomorrow.